everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest, somebody, one of my favorite YouTubers, but also somebody I consider a dear friend now. So you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, sure. Hello everyone, I'm Rowena. I got a YouTube channel, it's Way, and yes, thank you for having me.
Of course, this has been a video 4 months in the making. She interviewed me when I first came to the Philippines back in October, so now it's my turn to interview her. So what made you used to be a healthcare worker, correct?
Yeah, sure, yeah. I was a nursing assistant. Yeah. I was working in a hospital for 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you change to leave that to go to YouTube?
Yeah, even though I love that job so much, I realized after working 4 years in there, like, you know, I need to generate my income and find a type of job that I can adjust my time, I can manage my time, and I can have time for myself, time for my boys, and do the things that I love, like YouTube. Yeah.
Now, she is very beautiful.
No.
But she is a single mom of 4 boys.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Honestly, it's just, you know, every day I look at them. They inspire me to do things to make myself better, and there's no option of giving up. All I'm thinking is like, I gotta be strong every day because I have these 4 boys relying on me and, like, you know, kind of depending on me and expecting me to be strong for them. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. I admire that story. So now, single mom, you were married though.
Yeah.
So just so before you go there, it's just so a lot of people may not realize is one of the first things, if you're going to date a Filipina, you want to ask her if she's been married before, because there is no divorce here in the Philippines. So couples break up anyway, but they go their separate ways and they'll be married forever. The only way to get rid of that, to be able to get married again, is you have to get an annulment, which she's going to explain. But my understanding is that it takes years to do. It's very expensive, and at the end of the day, the end of 4 or 5 years, the judge can just say no, and then you're stuck. So can you describe what that process has been like for you?
Yeah, for me, it's kind of like, you know, because I'm a very private person as well, I don't want to share to everybody my kind of, like, you know, my struggles, like, you know, difficulties in life. But in annulment, you got no choice because you have to tell the whole story, how you met, what are the good things and the bad things in the relationship, and why you decided to end it up. And yes, that's what I do now, and it's really depends. They always said exaggerate everything in a way, like, annulment is really difficult. It takes you 5 to 6 years. It could be depend. And yeah, a little bit of that are true because it really depends where you file the case, who is your judge, who is your lawyer, and yeah. But in my situation, I filed my case in the city, here in Cebu. So in Cebu, there are 3 courts for the hearing. So it's a big chance that it's kind of like quicker than some other areas. And yeah, it's true as well that it is expensive. Even for me, I choose my lawyer, like, you know, I research the lawyer I gonna choose that I can afford. So I choose the lawyer that is cost me 150,000, which is big.
Pesos or dollars?
Yeah, pesos. Yeah, I've been saving for that money, and
it's still about $3,000 in US dollars.
Yeah, but that's the cheapest you can get, and it's depend. That could be the cheapest you could get, as I hear. So guys, it's very important when you met a Filipina, like, you know, try to ask her about that because it's gonna be difficult and surprising for you when you're talking to the Filipina and she's gonna say, oh, I'm single, I'm separated. If she said
keyword, she said she's separated.
Yes, she is separated, even though I've been separated for 7 years. Even though she's separated for how many years, but she didn't settle, she didn't work and work on annulment process. She's not single yet, so it's difficult for a guy, I'd say to me, it's very surprising for him if he didn't know that. And that's not a joke. That's a big process to undergo. So,
I mean, it is a big deal because you can get into a lot of trouble if you're dating a Filipina that's married. It's considered adultery here, and you can actually go to jail, especially if somebody complains about it.
Yeah.
How long has your process been?
Yeah, my process is not, it's just a year, and I'm hoping to this year that will be over. So yeah, I can start a new life, of course. And yeah, I in terms of like, I'm not encouraging guys to date women like whose situation is like me, but it could be depend because there are husbands and wives that been separated for a long time and they move on to each other's life. They got already each other's family, and that's not true that you're gonna be going to prison. All situation, not like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's not because some others just don't care. They just can't afford annulment, or they're just not, bother themselves to go get annulment because they're just here in Philippines.
Right.
And because some other situation, like my situation, the father of my boy is not supporting me. So if he's gonna sue me for having someone in my life that can help me with the boys, I gonna sue him as well. So it's just not all situations you can be in a big trouble. But if you are not confident about it, if you are not kind of sure about it, just don't do it. There's a lot of millions Filipina that are single. It depends what you really kind of like from a woman. Yeah.
So you're not dating now.
Yeah, I'm not.
And I know the reason why, and I really admire and respect her reason, but
Yeah.
why did you choose not to date? Because she's beautiful, so I know she gets hit on a million times.
Yeah, a
but-
million. No, not really a million. Just 1,000. I'm kidding. No, in terms of
1,000 a
that,
day.
1,000 a day. In terms of that, really, Richard, I'm kind of making it fair for him in a way that I want my man to feel confident that he don't have this question, what if I gonna get in trouble? What if I gonna be going to jail or prison, or your ex-husband will give me in trouble, right? So it sounds fair for him and for me as well. I don't want to deal all of that insecurities and feeling I'm confident between me and him because I'm still married, and it hurts me when it's because of me. That's why we are kind of dealing that problem. That's why I think, and it's hard to find someone to really kind of invite into my life that really fully understand my situation. My previous interview with Chad on his channel, I read comments, lots of good comments, but there are some guys that discriminate, question me, about, no, I don't want to date her because she's married. The thing is, I'm not looking, and I'm not encouraging anyone to, hey, date me, kind of like that. So it's a lot of judgment already for me. So I don't feel confident with that stuff yet. So yeah, hopefully one day
cross our
soon.
fingers.
Yeah.
So you're Filipino. You're from Cebu, right?
Yes.
So what would you kind of describe what Philippine culture is like? How would you describe the Philippines to a foreigner that's thinking about maybe coming to visit?
Yeah, Filipina is when Filipino people like to support each other, especially family. What is the problem with one other member of the family? It's gonna be all your problem. I mean, we Filipino, we deal problems together, and Filipino family is not gonna make you feel alone with your problem. We are supporting each other much as we can to make it easier and still have a smile every day, kind of. Yeah.
That's one of the things that we were talking before we started the camera. That this culture is just so peaceful and tranquil, and they don't sweat the little things, And I was telling her back in the U.S. that people will lose their shit if they don't have hot water one day, or they don't have their electricity goes out, or their internet's not working. For the people here, it's okay, what am I gonna do? I'll wait until the water comes back on, or whatever. It's just they take everything in stride, and it's peaceful for me. It's a very calming thing. So, how would you describe a Filipina? What is it like dating a Filipino? What could a foreigner expect?
Yeah, dating a Filipina.
You're the unicorn, so we can't
Yes.
talk about you.
Dating a Filipina, it's you gonna expect a whole commitment. She's very sweet, taking care of you every day, making sure that you're happy and you feel loved. But accompanied to that, Filipina can be so insecure, so jealous as well. I'm not saying all, but some. It depends of the Filipina, but yeah, expect that she gonna be throwing a lot now and then, like a little bit insecurity. So it's your kind of like work to do to assure her that she is the good woman. Like, you know, when she is feeling insecure, just make her feel that you are not alone in this. We are together and you are the one. Get kind of assurance when she's doing that. But some other Filipinas goes beyond, like too much that you can't control anymore. So if it's like that, it's up to you to run or to stay.
She knows my story, so. But they really, what they crave is security and stability.
Yes, I agree.
They're very nurturing, very caring. I don't think there will ever be a moment that you won't feel loved. You know, even when I was dating my Filipina and we were long distance. First thing in the morning, she was always asking, did I have my breakfast? Did I have my lunch? Did I have dinner? You know, am I feeling okay? So you will get that. They're very affectionate. So
Yeah.
maybe you might think some people might not like it. They may think that they're clinging, but it's really just how they are. They just love. When they love you, they want to be near you. They want to be with you.
Sometimes, like when the Filipina is a little bit.
Shopping carts going by. At least there's no roosters. You had a dog in your video the other day.
I have.
There's no roosters here. So.
When the Filipina is showing you a little bit of jealousy, at least, you know, don't panic into that. That's just her way of, like, you know, showing you that she cares, and she got worried that she gonna lose you a little bit. So don't be so like come in the Philippines and wanted to date a Filipina, expect her to be like a saint. No, there's no such that. Like, just let her, like, you know, she got close down, jealousy, insecurity. All you have to do is remind her how she meant to you, and then she will be all right and back in a normal. Yeah, as I said, if it's not, it's what's that? Like, you can deal it. It's just a mild type of insecurity and jealousy. Don't, okay, I'm gonna find another one. You're gonna end up nothing because there's no such.
But they're all going to
perfect-
have that same characteristic.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of them, you know, they have very poor beginnings. They have very poor upbringings. They didn't have a whole lot of love, maybe growing up, and a lot of them may not have even had boyfriends before, and they certainly haven't dated a foreigner. So it's very different for them. So yes, what Rowena said, it's maybe they're afraid to lose you, which a little jealousy for me is like she said, it's the same. It lets me know she cares. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
If she doesn't care, yeah, your Filipina will not. She won't do any of those things for you. I did a whole video about how you can tell if your Filipina really loves you.
Yes,
That's one of the
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
If she's not affectionate to you or taking care of you, then that's a red flag.
Yes. As a Filipina as well, all we want is, as we mentioned, like, you know, the assurance or the security and the commitment. We love that. And they might say, oh, Filipina don't like controlling guy. We don't like it in a way that too much. But for me personally, I like the guy who will be like a strength in a family or in a relationship. Like, we'll say, hey, let's do this. That's not good for us. Like something like that. It's good a little bit of, like, you know, kind of what is it called, like.
Gold digger.
Huh?
Gold digger?
No. It's good when a guy. I'm talking about a
okay,
guy. Okay, it's good when a guy is a little bit like a commander in a group. Like, you know, I like that type of thing. Like a guy, like, will kind of like, don't do that because it's not gonna kind of like bring any good for you.
Somebody I talked to, that's a great point you brought up, because here in the Philippines, the roles are very traditional, and the Filipinas want you to be the man.
Yeah.
And what that means is you lead the family. So that doesn't mean, like Rowena said, it doesn't mean you're controlling, you treat her like a slave or anything like
Yeah.
that. But if she loves you, she's going to trust you to lead the family and make the decisions for the family. Now, submissive is not a word. It's not one of my favorite words, but it's not derogatory here. But the Filipina is going to expect you to do those things, and she's going to trust you. Now, they are not going to just let you walk all over them at all. What I have found is Filipinas are super, super strong women, and they will tell you if they think you're wrong about something.
Yes, and I think it's about that. It's just two mature people, the level of maturity you can have each other and respect. I think that must in relationship. Don't think like no, she's Filipina, she is lower than me. The level of respect to each other, like it's fair. I think I must say that's really gonna make the relationship work. If you are not thinking that I'm a foreigner, I'm better than her, she is just a Filipina. Don't ever think like that, because the smart Filipina, the Filipina that respect herself, intelligent, she will notice that right away. And so yeah.
She's not going to put up with it. So the last point, I guess, is what advice would you give to a foreigner that may be coming to visit or thinking about coming to visit or even moving here?
Yeah, I think guys, don't expect, as I always hear it, don't expect that this Philippines is a paradise. Whatever bad behaviors you have in yourself, insecurities and confidence, like you have this anger issue, impatient, like that's not gonna be gone if you're not gonna decide to change it. Don't think that Philippines is a magic land, that you're gonna be in different world and perfect. It's all about colors, beautiful ladies in here, easy. No, the situation here is kind of like you're gonna move in some other place. It's different, but it's still upon you how much you control yourself, how you look at things, and how you treat people around you. I think that's all about it. So guys, just be cool, be patient, be calm.
Be patient, because you are going to hear life moves at a much slower pace. They're not rushing to do anything here. They enjoy every moment of life. They're not in a hurry to get from one point to another. So you're going to wait in line for a taxi. You're going to wait in line at the grocery store. You're going to wait a lot of things. You're going to wait in traffic.
Yes.
Be patient. It's just their culture, it's their way of life, and once you can embrace that, you will be much happier.
Easier, it's easier life for you. And yeah, I agree with that. You're gonna be much happier and appreciate what you have.
Absolutely, it's much simpler. So tell us a little bit, last point, tell us a little bit about your channel.
Yeah, guys, if you don't
One
know
of my favorites.
channel yet, please check on my channel. It's Wang, and yeah, I'm gonna be doing whatever. I'm kidding. I can give you an advice. If you have some question to me, you can visit in my live every Sunday. I'll do live, and yeah, comments in the video, watch, and subscribe. Consider subscribing if you kind of interest about me, the whole Filipina thing.
She is a riot. I will put a link to her channel in the description, but yeah, her live is a riot. Watching her at 8 o'clock in the morning on coffee in her kitchen, it's hilarious. So I do encourage you to do that.
Yes, please.
That's it for today. Thank you so much, Rowena, one of my favorites. But again, if you found value in this, please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for all my subscribers. We're very, very close to getting monetized. So
wow, you are?
Yeah, I need
that's great.
300 more viewing hours. So
300?
that's it. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So maybe this video will put me over the top.
Yeah, please.
So I can have some more spending money here.
Yeah.
And then hit the notification bell so
Yes.
you get notified when I upload new videos. But again, thank you again so much,
Yeah.
Rowena.
God bless everyone. Be safe. Bye.
Take care.